confirmation for Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense is actually heating up. Here at Breitbart, we have this. Democratic Senator Kelly from Arizona, Hegseth does not seem to have the qualifications to run the Department of Defense. Senator Mark Kelly said Sunday on CBS's Face the Nation that President-elect Donald Trump's defense secretary pick, Pete Hegseth, just does not seem to have the qualifications for the appointment. Instead of sitting and wasting our time reading the transcript that they have here, we're going to skip ahead because we have the video. And, there seems to be nothing else going on with it, so let's go ahead and investigate here. We're going to hit mute because I learned a lesson from the last video. You see, I'm getting better, motherfuckers.
Senators are asking for more information on Pete Hegseth here. Do you have any information from the ranking member of the committee, from Senator Reid, that you will get access or get any information from that FBI background check?
Margaret, let me just start by saying there is not a job that's more serious and more critical to our national security than Secretary of Defense, and we need a qualified individual in that job. And he just does not seem to have the qualifications. And then on top of that, you look at his personal conduct, especially when he was managing Veterans for Freedom and Concerned Veterans of America.
I had to hit pause there for a second because I got something to say. The Secretary of Defense. Basically, the guy's job is to defend. His job is to hold a gun and fire it when necessary.
These two organizations were financially mismanaged. There was reports of being intoxicated on the job and creating an environment, where there was, some issues with,
Intoxicated on the job. Do we have any proof? Do we have any video of this? Anything like that, Mark? Because Mark, I don't know exactly how much of an expert you are when it comes to choosing cabinet members for cabinet positions in the White House administration. You're a Democrat former astronaut who's famous for taking over the job for your wife, who almost got her fucking brains blown out by a lunatic. Instead of a more prominent member of Congress who was actually a criminal guilty of crimes. I mean, it was terrible what happened to your wife. It sucks, but now that you've taken over the job and you want to be the top dog, you're wondering about someone's past transgressions when it comes to Secretary of Defense. I think the only thing that would require us to be concerned about a choice for Secretary of Defense is if this person has no want or desire to defend the country that he's there for. But I don't know. Let's continue on.
Sexual harassment. So I think it's in the nominee, Mr. Hegseth's best.
Wait a second there. I missed what he said there.
I've been creating an environment, where there was, some issues with, sexual harassment.
Issues with sexual harassment. What was a crime committed? Did he end up going to court? Did someone bring charges with this sexual harassment, or is that just the go-to every single time it's a position member in the Republican Party that you disagree with, that you don't want there? You always throw up these allegations of sexual harassment. I find that statement to be filled full of bullshit, Mark.
So I think it's in the nominee, Mr. Hegseth's best interest, if he wants to be confirmed for this job, for us to have all the information. You know, the information from these organizations, but also the FBI background check. Right now, as you say, the chairman and the ranking member are going to get it. That's an agreement with the White House. But there has been exceptions made in the past for certain nominees. This clearly, because it is bipartisan, like a you know, across the aisle, folks want to see the FBI background check.
Bipartisanship. Let's get something clear. There is establishment Republicans and establishment Democrats who both work in conjunction with each other to make sure that they themselves are the ones that stay in power, and they've done everything they possibly can to go ahead and prevent MAGA candidates from getting into positions of power. They just did that. They're trying to do that with Kash Patel. They did that successfully by taking down Matt Gaetz. There's significant resistance against Marjorie Taylor Greene. All these MAGA candidates don't seem to be the ones that you want in those positions because they want to get in there and they want to change things. And it seems like you're trying to prevent someone from interrupting a gravy train. But, you know, let's continue on.
Check. I think we should get an opportunity to take a look at it.
Okay, the New York Times was reporting that that the ranking member had been briefed as of Friday. You're saying no information has been shared?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think it will be before Tuesday?
Not yet.
When the hearing?
I don't know. I think,
Okay.
you know, we will have an opportunity. You know, I'll talk to the ranking member, and I also talked to the chairman about this, about his nomination in general. More so, the discussion I had with Roger Wicker was about just meeting with Mr. Hegseth. We've reached out to him multiple times, have not been able to schedule a meeting in my office, and he's not meeting with any other Democrats on the committee other than the ranking member. More information is better. If he wants to be confirmed for this job, I think it's in our best interest to have everything put out on the table.
You sacrifice motherfucker. Where do you get off thinking that you're entitled to go ahead and do that? Of course, this guy isn't a Democrat. Pete Hegseth is actually an exceptional human being. And where do you get off thinking that you're going to go ahead and stand in the way of 78 million people who want this guy in? Especially 500 of them that say, especially one of them guys here, John Flaherty. Greg Kelly says Pete Hegseth can never be head of the DOD. He wants to hear what vets think. Well, John Flaherty here is said that he served 27 straight months in Vietnam, all in combat. I would follow Pete into battle and trust him with my life. Judge not, lest you be judged. Well, Mark, I didn't fucking vote for you. And I don't think that you have the country's best interests at heart. I think you have, I think you're trying desperately to come up with some kind of a reason to try to prevent this from happening. It's as if you're trying to hide something, which makes me suspicious, which makes me want to dig into every red cent that you have further. I think you're being influenced by foreign governments And you're more in service to those foreign governments and kings than you are to the people of the United States. We got ourselves some kind of a message. I love my fucking iPhone. I can do whatever I want when it comes to putting this out. It's so funny. I got that one from ripping it from RoboCop. Great fucking movie, buddy. And here we come with Republicans against Trump. They're not Republicans. It's a group of people that serve their own interests instead of the interests of the United States citizens. Newsmax host Greg Kelly tears into the nomination of Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary. His attorney said that he signed an NDA and paid money to a woman who accused him of sexual assault. I was once accused of sexual assault falsely. I would never in a billion years pay that. Pay that person a dime. I'm not comfortable with this person being the Secretary of Defense. Hegseth says it's a manufactured media takedown. Well, yeah, I will agree with that. It definitely is that. But this seems to be the case when it comes to anybody, any kind of MAGA candidate. See, Mark, we want this guy in there, right? I want this guy in there because you don't want him there. The more you don't want him in there, the more I want to take a look and find out what the hell is going on. But we're never going to get to that place where it seems we're going to be running into the same goddamn problems that that we had the last time we had a Donald Trump administration. You don't want us to take a look, and you don't want us to change things. Then what is it that we vote new candidates in for? Right? Why do we get to vote and we never get what we ask for? We never do. It's always the same goddamn thing. All right, Barack Obama got voted in, and I was like, okay, let him go ahead and run the government that he wants to run. And he did. And then Donald Trump came in afterwards, and you did everything you possibly could to make sure that he didn't get the job that he got voted and done. So that's not part of the deal. That's not how this works. I don't know if you think that that's how this works, right? There's new management. And management was under a mandate to clean the whole fucking place up. And you're obstructing things. All right. Not only do I disagree with you, Mr. Kelly, and not only do I think that we're going to make sure that you don't obstruct this administration from getting its job done. I think you need to be investigated. I think you need to be dragged into court, and I think we need to go through your shit with a fine-tooth comb and find out who's paying you off to keep saying this. Because it seems, you've done nothing for the state of Arizona, let alone. You've done nothing but make sure that the lives of hardworking Americans who go out there and bust their asses every single day to make a little money. You've done everything you possibly can to make sure that we pay more money and we have less of a chance to save it. You've shrunk the middle class. All right, your decisions have helped to shrink the middle class to the point where we don't have any buying power with our dollars anymore. So no, Mr. Kelly, we're not going to listen. Nope. We're going to barrel forth. Pete Hegseth is going to go ahead and become the Secretary of Defense. And I think Kash Patel, once he's finally put into the FBI, I think he needs to take a nice, long, hard look at all of your dealings and finances and find out just exactly who's pulling your strings. Because I'm just tired of this shit happening. I voted this administration in. I want the people that Donald Trump is going to choose to put into place And I want these policies put forth. And I want you to sit down and shut the fuck up. I want you to keep the cops running. I want you to keep the fire departments running. I want you to fix the roads. And I want you to keep the water running. And that's it. That's your fucking job. Right? That is your job. That is your job. But, I'm just a blue-collar working class nobody. What the fuck would I know? Laugh and grow fat, ladies and gentlemen. Be pissed.
Run! Escape! Run! Escape! Run! Fight! Run! Escape! What would Rhyme Boy Tano do if he was here right now? He'd make a plan and he'd follow through. That's what Rhyme Boy Tano do. Run! Escape! Run! Fight! When Rhyme Boy Tano was in the Olympics skating for the gold, he did 2 South cows and a triple lutz wearing a blindfold. When Rhyme Boy Tano was in the Alps fighting grizzly bears, he used his magical fire breath and saved the maidens fair. Run! Escape! Run!
Hey, you fucking freaks, if you like what you hear, click like. That's right, like. It's right there. It's a fucking thumb. Go ahead. It looks like a hand, just like what's on yours. You've got 2 of them. Take the one that operates the mouse or fucking on your little goddamn phone of yours. Go ahead and click it. It's right there. It's in the left fucking corner. Click it. Go ahead, click it. You just love to tap that fucking screen of yours. Go ahead. You need to click that fucking thing. I am commanding you to click that fucking like button, you worthless, fat, pimple-faced piece of shit. I don't care if you have to go to the bathroom. You can do it while you're on the toilet. Click the like button. Subscribe. Get future updates. Update your notifications to ring so that you can go ahead and watch it as soon as it comes out, because that's what you want to do. That's what you need to do. You love it to fucking do that. So go ahead, click like, click subscribe. Go ahead, send your letters for advice to lettersatpurgatory@gmail.com. Go ahead and visit us on Rumble. You'll find us there on Rumble at the Purgatory Cycle. All one word, baby. You'll also find us on YouTube, but you'll probably end up having really highly edited videos because the fucking faggots at YouTube don't like this kind of content. But you do. You do. You love this kind of content. You can't stop watching this type of content. So go do it, you fucking morons.